hello, everybody. Hello, everybody that is present. We have Lana in the house. Nancy, hello. Selena. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So excited. I know that we also have a lot of people who want to see the recording after we are done. So let's just get started. And I am just super intentional. I don't want to use the word excited because I might get jumpy in my head. So it's very intentional because this information, I can guarantee you something. It's probably one of the most powerful topics that any business owner and entrepreneur can receive and watch today, mainly because of what's happening in the world of AI, in the world of online marketing. Put it on the chat if you have heard the word chat GPT. Do we have anybody that has been using chat GPT? Any experiences with AI at the moment? You, my bestie is chat GPT. Yeah. It is. And I mean, as soon as we saw what was coming, I remember it was back in December, and there was a period of time when we were not sure how we were going to go about it until we realized we have to tell everybody what's happening, and we have to really lead with telling people. Hold on. It's okay. We have to tell people what's happening, and we have to tell people that we're using it. And because of the fact that we're using it, we're saving, we can make more profit, but at the same time, we can pass the savings to our clients. So I'm super excited to show you some examples of how can you benefit. Like, now that we have the tools that we have, you have pretty much a director of marketing. If you program it in the right way, you have access to a lot of things that you as an expert, you would have to hire somebody to find that information. So yes, because of all of the things that are happening right now, there is a huge potential for your business to really dominate and master and really grow much faster than what it was. Okay. And here's what happens. Pretty much this is, what I'm telling you, right? Like, why lead generation? If there is a piece of your business where you should be really putting the intention to see how much you can do that and how fast you can go and how better you can polish that process, it starts with the way that you're generating leads. Okay. I think that everybody here on this class and everybody that is watching this training will agree with me that without leads, you're not going to have sales. Yes. And I would love to hear from you, like right now, how do you currently generate leads? How do you currently generate leads? I would like for you to write it on the chat, and then I will come back and read your answers. Because here's what happens. I am a big advocate for combining offline efforts, building relationships, building a very strong network where you can activate referrals. But if you can combine that with online marketing efforts and online selling efforts, your business will be at the very minimum 4x. Why do I say that? Because I'm going to tell you one example, and actually is literally happening this morning. I went to a networking event, okay? This morning, it was packed. It was very impactful. Don't get me wrong. I came back with 7 connections. None of those 7 connections are going to be telling me, yes, I want to buy from you now. Now, what happens when you have those 7 connections that are very interested to learn more about you is somebody has to take the time, the effort to follow up, to sit down and do the follow-up and activate that particular cadence, that right now it will be like offline and very organic. And don't get me wrong, I love that. But if you have been networking, tell me if you would love to have a balanced situation where, yes, you are networking, but you're networking with more intention. Yes, you are serving and you're volunteering, but you're also receiving opportunities from people who actually put you to work and put you to do what you do best, which is working on your business. Put a yes or a heart if that sounds like music to your ears. Because here's the thing, the way that we grow our business matters tremendously. Matters because time is the biggest asset that we have. And by the way, I am telling you, I'm so grateful that you're giving me, you're investing in my content, 1 hour of your life. I feel like a millionaire because I know that that's the hour that you didn't have. And you're putting that hour today. So I have been actually doing this training. This is my 3rd time I'm doing the training. And I am just hearing conversations that have helped me to understand this is it. This is where business owners should truly put all the efforts to now more than ever build systems, because the chat can do it for you. You can build systems to activate those prospecting activities so that, yes, you go out and you meet people. But what happens when somebody searches, oh, your name, they met you, but they don't remember your name completely, or they just want to spy on you? Well, now is the opportunity where you can put all the content out there without paying for content marketing or for even SEO services, okay? And I'm telling you this as an SEO agency, okay? Because one thing I realize is, listen, this world where whatever you put out is going to come back to you. And I don't want to be playing in this game in the marketing world saying, oh no, it's not going to be the same. Oh no, you cannot replace me. Listen, you can. We just have to understand how this works. And I am here to show you how exactly is that you can play with this tool without actually getting yourself in a rabbit hole, because there are some disadvantages of having so much availability and so many triggers. And especially if you guys feel that you get distracted very easily, the chat and the AI world will trick your brain and you might get very distracted. Anybody feeling like that? Like, I can't take another AI tool at the moment. I'm the first one to tell you, like, it can be a lot, right? Now, when it comes to marketing, it's huge and we can do many, many things, right? There's the online world, the offline world. And let me tell you very, very simple, in a way that I have been growing businesses. It's that, yes, you want to solidify your network offline because you gain trust and because word of mouth, it's very, very powerful. But if you combine with efforts that are going to help you, it's going to be better. The online world right now is basically about one discipline when it comes to online marketing, and that is inbound. That inbound gets activated with content. So guys, when you have social media channels, yes, social media marketing, it's actually inside the family of inbound marketing. Because one thing that I love to implement, and one of the strategies that I am a big fan, is the strategies where you don't have to chase people. You don't have to discount your services. You want to serve, you want to attract, and you want to be in alignment with those clients that are meant to be working with you. How does that sound? If you didn't have to chase people, if you had a chance to really, really be in alignment with that person that you know that you are there to serve, I can tell you something. I am so clear on the person and the individual and the human that I'm here to serve. It's actually somebody that needs my gift to amplify their voice so that they can be understood. I'm very, very clear. And whenever I get to activate a brand that has a message that projects and has this big mission, I feel very, very, very powerful and very empowered. And you should do the same. You should really work with organizations and in projects that fulfill your passion, that make you feel complete. Or else, why else would you would you be an entrepreneur, right? So anyway, because of that, inbound marketing is just really, really one of the best marketing disciplines that will resonate with you if you truly believe that whatever it is meant to be for you is going to be attracted your way. So using AI, you can activate that client attraction system, okay? Yes, so 92% of people, like there's so many stats that have changed right now, but if there's one stat that has not changed, is this one. There's 92% of consumers that they believe more friends and trusted resources when it comes to making a decision whether they're going to be working for you or not. It actually doesn't matter if you don't have a website. They don't care, because if their friend told them that you were the right person, they're going to trust their friend and they're going to hire your services, okay? So for the most part, this metric is one of the most important things that matter these days. Now, I'm going to challenge you to really think fast forwarding probably 5 years from today. 5 years from today, when we see that there's so many AI tools where you can, theoretically is speaking, apparently, AI will take your headshots. I'm sure that Greg is saying, no, it won't. But apparently, right, the world wants us to believe that AI will take my headshots, that AI will take care of doing videos for me. It will move my mouth, so I don't need to make videos. AI can write books, so I can become a published author. AI will write all my emails. AI will just do all my social media. So what is left? If we don't have to do any of that, what is going to be left? It's going to be your connections. It's going to be your relationships. It's going to be the offline. So because of that, guys, let's just really simplify our life, really clean up our calendar so that we can focus on the connections, but we need to activate a client attraction system so that we can then go and drink the pina coladas and grow the businesses and really have a great time. Can somebody sign me up on that? That's the business I want, right? And I believe that that's the business you deserve. I believe that's the business I deserve. There is no point in growing something that you're not feeling it, or else then you just go and work somebody else in some other place, right? Now, when it comes to online marketing and when it comes to inbound marketing, you definitely want to factor the psychology of how people make decisions. And even to this day, more than ever, people will judge you by the way that they feel that first impression. And what they say is true. You don't have a second chance to leave a great first impression. So if there's something I can tell you, that yes, ChatGPT can help you to generate the leads, and the first project that your ChatGPT should be doing for you is actually analyzing how is your online presence? How is your online presence? And you're going to say like, what? How is my online presence? The chat can actually like tell me that? Yes, it can. It can. We definitely have different prompts for that. It will tell you how your audience is actually expecting to see somebody like you. So there's something called that, you can ask the chat to tell you like 3 or 4 buyer personas. And you can be very granular and detailed and ask the chat, hey, design 4 buyer personas for my services, okay? And it will tell you. And you can say, can you tell me a description with examples of how the visuals for that persona looks like, how the visual for that, if I want to attract that ideal client, that persona, how should I present my brand? Can you tell me a tagline? Can you tell me my main headline? Can you tell me 5 ideas on how my homepage should look like? Should I create a landing page? What should it say? Should I redefine my unique value proposition for Sally? He will tell you. So this is where the party starts, guys, is your online presence. And now that you can fix this, in fact, I don't know if all of you have Chat GPT membership. You should get it. Okay, it's only $20. I'm not making any money out of that. I'm just telling you, we have it, and it's amazing, 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 amazing. So this is where you start. Now, the second thing that you do is that, because now anybody and their mother can market in a professional way, right? How will you stand out from the crowd? You will stand out from the crowd using user-generated content. If I have a crystal ball right now, and you ask me, what do I predict with the influencer world? Influencers are kind of like getting a little bit devalued because there's more people, there's more competition, and there's more tools to create content. And because of that, there's a surge of content creators who realize that all they need is to be very good at creating content without putting themselves on camera, without becoming an influencer, without having to socialize with people and showing their life. So users who are creating content and UCG content is actually going to be great, great, great. So this is another task for you. Can you think of videos or images that can represent better your services? Instead of hiring a model, you can really contract a content creator to showcase how your product or your services look like. That is another thing that the chat cannot do. So that's another thing that is happening now, right? If the world of content writing is going to be automated and robots are taking over, well, there's more creative, right? There's more creative. Can you put it on the chat if you are seeing the vision? Say, yes, I follow. Say, yes, I follow. You agree with me that because the world of text is going to be so perfect, now creative, it's going to have to stand out. And authenticity, yes or yes, must stand out. Because again, ChatGPT can write a book for you, but guess what? It can write the book also for your competition. So who is going to be the one standing out? It's now the time to really be intentional. It's now really the time to really be intentional with that. Okay. Now, roughly speaking, when it comes to like the end of 2022 and what's working now, I always just love coming with trends, right? So you can see where you should be putting your money. And these actually are, statistics that show numbers from large organizations that can be used also for small business owners. So even at the large organization, they are still putting the budget in what? In customer retention, because they know that experience matters. They know that word of mouth matters. They actually are now respecting more social media. I actually know a sales leader that they fired a ton of staff that they were just doing admin stuff. And now the sales leaders have to go on social media because they want to make a difference. They want to showcase their expertise. They want to lead. Those of you who have a mastery in a subject, those of you who are experienced in a subject, this is your time to shine, because you will know how to call the chat the BSs that is going to be, sharing. So the chat is going to be a tool, but you still will be using your voice, right? And that is what's working for a large organization and for small organizations as well. So in fact, if we were looking at these numbers, let's say 2 years from now, 2 years ago, there was still initiatives where you would see like organizations were investing in sales teams more, in going to conference more, in doing advertising more. That's really not the case. And especially because of the economical situation that we are living right now in the world, right? So it is time to refine your marketing budget, to come into what works and really put the time where the money is going to come back, which is, again, it's leads. So where do we get leads? We can get leads from where? We can get leads from social media, we can get leads from website, and that's actually kind of like the prequel of the list of 100 ways to generate leads. So let's just go in, right? Because there's one number that matters. 100% of you want more leads. Yes, put me a heart. Okay, so today what I want is to give you this framework, okay? And mostly the framework is what matters, because the list, you can take the list and you can watch the list and you can use it as a memory jogger, okay? So whenever you need more ideas, you come up to the list, okay? The list will have tactics, but the framework for you to generate leads, it is a strategy that has been responsible for millions and millions of dollars. And if you master this strategy, no matter the way that you pick those leads, if your system for attracting clients to you and educate them and inspire them to work with you is put in place, it's gonna work. So in other words, we just need to work in that foundation. Once that foundation is built, the rest is like opening a big hose and just spreading the word. But if that foundation is not ready, then you can't keep just playing with the ChatGPT, because we need to fix your foundation, okay? So let's just go right in. If you're taking notes, I'm gonna tell you that the elements to become a magnet for leads and have that foundation, which I call building your client attraction system, has 6 steps or 6 elements, okay? So if I was auditing your system, the first place where I start is really checking in who is your audience, okay? Who is your audience? When somebody is looking for a solution to the problem that they're having right now, they are not going to be patient to kind of like surf through the information and see if what their friend told them about you is actually what they see when they search your name. And because of that, you have to be very, very, very specific. And it's almost like you have to plant the seeds so that whenever you're doing the prospecting initiatives, whenever those people are going to do their due diligence, they find exactly what you know that they're going to be searching for, okay? So having clarity around your audience, it's not something that you have not heard before. Now, the tricky part of this is that because now you can create more content, now you have a chat and a robot that is your marketing team, then why not creating more pages of your website that are more defined towards sharing the message, very, very specific to the segment of your audience that you want to convert as a client. So this is where we start, okay? So in other words, if you don't have landing pages, if you don't have the buyer's journey to really be more intentional about who is that group of people that you want to attract, this is where you'll start, okay? You want to be very, very, very clear on who do you want to attract. And again, the ChatGPT will tell you exactly what that buyer persona is, what do they like, what kind of triggers do they respond to, especially if you prompt that chat with those tools, okay? Number 2, UVP. Again, not new, but now because you have the tools that are telling you what is the science, what is the data that shows how your future clients respond to your neuromarketing initiatives. Remember, marketing online is psychology. Well, let's use it. Let's activate the psychology. So if you want to target Sally And Sally, based on the data that this amazing smart robot is telling you, that Sally will respond to color palettes that are purple and lavender and white and green. Well, that's what you do. You market for Sally. And you can keep asking the chat, okay, so if Sally responds to these colors, what are the values that Sally values when it comes to working with professionals like me? Oh, Sally values da, 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 da. Where does she hang out? What networking groups does she attend? Ba, 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 ba. You work with that, my dear amazing entrepreneurs. This is just going to change the game plan of your business, okay? Who's excited? I know that it's going to be a lot, but you know, who is excited about this? Who can see it? Who can see it? Hey. And if you're watching the recording, just say, you know, me, and just, you know, you can just email me, right? Now, the element number 3, because again, now you're going to build something, and yes, it will take you time, but it's something that you build and you don't have to touch again, because this is a thoughtful process, okay? The element number 3 of that system is actually the touch points. And touch points is basically an example like this. In fact, you are watching this in real time, right? So let's say that I created content, okay? And from that content, I invited you to come to a live webinar with me. The metrics of my conversions is not just about, oh, how many people bought from you from your lead generation class. It's really not like that, because I have different touch points. So you might have the same situation where clients need education in order to make the decision whether they want to work with you or not, okay? Typically, if you are in e-commerce and you sell things with one click, you might not need many touch points, but those high ticket items, anybody in the services industry, anybody selling something that is more than $2 at this point, you might want to follow up with those people, okay? And that's what we call touch points. And now that you can refine your process, which we always call it your buyer's journey, you can use the chat to give you the insights and the predictions of what is the ideal buyer's journey from Sally. You're like, wow, I thought that ChatGPT was just to write a poem to my loved ones. By the way, have you used the ChatGPT to write a song or a poem? I'm looking at this because I have the chat in the other window. It's amazing, right? But let's use actually the chat for the powerful ways that will empower our business, right? So this is just an example, right? A touch point page number, step number 1 here will be the webinar registration page. The touch point number 2, it will be, well, from the webinar, how many people wanted to talk to me? Touch point number 3 will be how many proposals I sent. That's just an example, mainly because we usually don't have packages or bundles or like offers or things that are like very quickly to buy. So if that's your case too, you might want to take, these touch points journey as your own example. But again, the chat will tell you better. Now, the last 3 elements of building your client attraction system is your irresistible offer. And guess who can be very, very good at predict what Sally would actually buy in comparison to your current offer? Yes, if you said the chat can actually help you to build your irresistible offer and your packages, it will. It will. So, I'm gonna give you like a second or like 5 seconds for you to process this, because I know this is a game changer. I know that now you have this amazing tool that will tell you who is your ideal persona. You have this fantasy, this imaginary world okay? And that imaginary world, the amazing thing of this new programming language is that it does have context. It has been programmed with real use cases, and it has data to educate you and to provide you the insights, okay? So yes, step number 4, it's going to be building that irresistible offer with this program. Step number 5, this is actually where it's a little bit of your work, but don't complain, because I told you from steps 1 and 4, the robot will be very, very good. And actually, it doesn't get sick. It doesn't miss any days. It's available 24/7. It doesn't complain. It's always in a good humor. Hey, I mean, why are we not drinking piña coladas right now? So personalization doesn't come necessarily from the chat right now, but this is easy because more than 10 years ago, somebody invented the email marketing with some code so you can put the name inside your emails. So yes, you have that personalization option, but I will challenge you to not just rely on those automated emails that we already know, those stats from, about 5 years now, that people prefer real conversations. So you can use audio, you can use text, you can use Messenger, okay? Messenger messages are very, very open, right? Like the opening ratio when you message somebody via Messenger, whether that is on Instagram or inside Facebook, it's going to be higher versus their emails, okay? Heck, even to businesses, I just had to follow up with a printing company that I have been emailing them. I know the owner and I have a huge purchase order and I need a quote, and it's been 3 days and they don't answer my email. What did I do? Text. You have to text. Nowadays, that direct response communication is just preferred, right? So that's something that, yes, it might take you some time, but because you're going to be attracting amazing people your way, you're going to have better conversations and you actually will love what you do, but you also can delegate more, right? Then step number 6 is the lead nurturing. And this is an area where you can get some help from the chat, from the tools, because again, the way that people make decisions to buy from you is mostly dictated by your industry. What do I mean with that? I mean that, let's say you are a lawyer. Well, somebody that is going to hire a lawyer, that is considering to hire a lawyer, it really doesn't care if that lawyer is offering a promotion of doing 2 divorces for the price of 1. Okay, hello. Actually, you will run away, correct? Like if you go to an attorney and the secretary tells you, hey, Mr. Greg, thank you for coming today. By the way, we love having your consultation. Attorney Miller is ready. And today, if you sign up, you can actually call your friend and we'll be 2 for the price of 1. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, right? So your industry is already giving the cues about how do you convert clients. Who here are coaches? Let me just go back and see how you guys are generating leads at the moment. Lead generation marketing, excited. I've used it. Who here is a coach here? I know that Greg is a photographer. Can you all put on the chat what services or products do you provide? So we can use this and implement some examples. So I'm going to start with the group of coaches. So those of you who are a coach or a consultant, you know that you have been taught that you just do your freebie and then you probably do your challenge or your course and then you kind of like sell it for a very low value. And then hopefully when they fall in love with you, you can actually convert them into a paid client. And typically, if you're starting, you're going to be creating your offers in reverse engineer. Typically, you start by saying the price that you feel that you're comfortable with. And typically your prices might be like, well, I think I can do an offer for $300, or I think I can do an offer for $1,000, or I think I can do an offer for $1,500. That is something that I challenge you to double think about that, because the reality is that you might see yourself as a coach, but what you are, it's somebody that is giving the other person a peace in their life. You're providing peace. You're solving a problem that they have. You're helping them to remove the anxiety that they feel. You're providing them with clarity. You're opening doors for them. You're helping them to cut light of years and to get more things expressed, because you probably had to learn something that you teach in the hard way. And you don't want your clients to go through what you went through. Am I right or wrong? Whatever you provide is essentially a key. You have the keys to a solution. And the value of those keys is something that it is going to change based on the person that you're prospecting. And this is where Sally is going to be super helpful if you know exactly what is going to be the trigger for Sally. I'll tell you one example here. In fact, I got this inspiration this morning from a lifestyle photographer that she branded herself as a luxury photographer. And her packages for a photography session are the following. She says, you know, if you come to my studio, just for coming in and spending, you know, a day with me, we have a session and it starts $1,000. Now, when we deliver the experience to you, it depending on what you want to do with my product. If you want to create and build a legacy or have this as a memory that you want to preserve for your family, I do have a way that I can do this for you. And it looks like this. And you're like, whoa, that's what I want. That's what I want. Well, you know, that's in the high of, you know, $8,000. But when you hear, it's not about the pictures anymore. You see where I'm going here? There is an emotional connection that is resonating with what I want. So I invite you to stop selling your services and creating packages based on what probably somebody told you that they're selling packages at 1,000 and you're like, okay, I'm going to do the same. No, that's not the case. That's actually why I'm a big fan of selling the sales journey that is more personalized, because I actually learned this with Grant Cardone as well. He said, listen, my training, the same training, I sell it to a small business owner for $29. But the Fortune 500 corporations call me and the same training, I will charge him $400,000. The value is whatever you want to charge. Make no mistake. Make no mistake here. The value is what you want to charge. So let's just get rid of those kind of mechanical ways of pricing our services. And this is something that you can do now more than ever, because you should have more time. You should have more time to nurture those leads. You should have more time to create experiences that are meaningful so that you can actually build your $1 million business. Like, why not? Did you know that $1 million revenue per year is 1,000 people receiving $1,000 product or services from you? And those of you who provide packages that are 5,000, 10,000, that number is even smaller. So it's not that complicated. Amen to that? Now, in the next, you know, time that we have together, like I told you, I have the list of 100 ways. I'm going to not stop at every single one of them. And I'm going to be watching and reading your chat. So feel free to say, wait, Can you tell more about this? Like, what do you mean with this? And that's the way that we have been able to cover the list and give you the list, and also have the time to answer any questions that you have about what's happening in the world of AI, and, anything that you want to, pick my brain. Sounds good? Okay, social media. The world of social media, if you actually see the list of things that I'm putting here, they are all based on engagement. They are all based on engagement. Why is that? Well, in case you missed the memo, did you hear that Facebook is just firing a lot of people? The tech companies are suffering a lot, and they're going through reorganization because they want to bring AI. And because of that, really organic and that those times when you were just using Facebook for free and Instagram for free, they are gone. In case you didn't hear, now when you pay $19 per month per account, you get your blue check, and you are an official account on Instagram. What does that tell you? That tells you that what these platforms are going to be pushing is more paid and premium initiatives. And because of that, what you need to do is to become more weighted. There's something that these algorithms use when it comes to pushing your accounts more, and that has to do with your weight, like how much you're using your platform, how much people are really engaging with your content. That's why if you hire content creators, you will actually see more engagement. And that's what I want. When it comes to social media, if you want to generate leads, what I want here is that you see social media as in the equation to generate leads as engagement. What can I do to boost my engagement on social media? So you will see here, there's a common denominator. It's engagement and content, okay? Now, there's really a number 6 is the number one, a number that I like. I have been using AI to analyze the insights from the metrics that Instagram gives me. What do I mean with that? Well, you can use a chat and you can say, hey, this is my Instagram account. This account has the number X of followers. And these are the top 10 posts that are generating X amount of reach, X amount of engagement. This was, the copy of the post. Can you tell me and analyze these top 10 posts, and what do you suggest that I do for my next 10 pieces of content? I hope you like this one. I hope you like this one. Because I can tell you, when we have to do reports for 15 social media accounts, your brain gets tired. And now we have a way where you can actually kind of like streamline that process of analyzing what content performed, what can you do to keep working with the things that worked great, and what other ideas you can bring to your next month of content calendar. So that's a really good one. Social media also, for those of you who are big into networking, who are big into being an author, increasing your authority, your presence, and your trust, LinkedIn is actually going to be a good one for you. Now, what I will say here is make sure that your LinkedIn is in the LinkedIn creator mode, okay? So the best way to explain this and what's happening to LinkedIn is that they now realize that people can use their platform for other things than spamming people and applying for jobs. They now realize that you can be a creator, you can use hashtags, you can use videos, you can do live videos and all of that. So that's actually a very good one. If you're not active on LinkedIn, highly recommend that you are on LinkedIn. Then here, the next part of the list, between 16 and 20, last year and the year before, we were all in with short videos. We were all in using humor. And now we still don't know what's going to happen with TikTok, right? And then it seems that after analyzing a lot of content, yes, you can have a lot of viral videos and they can reach a lot of people, but the ratio between those and the leads and the ideal client are still a little bit off. So because of that, you might want to combine those short videos with accounts that are very niche so that you can drive offers to those group of people who are your Sally, right? Again, this all needs to be integrated. This all needs to be like more precise so that you don't waste the time, okay? Now that was on social media. Content marketing has suffered tremendously because again, in the past, if your competitor had a content marketing agency, probably that agency was producing 4 to 8 articles in your blog per month. Now, do you want to hear how many articles per month we are delivering and uploading to our clients' websites? Put a number. Our clients who were already investing in content marketing and were paying us between $4,000 and $5,000 for content marketing SEO, how much money you think, I mean, how many articles you think we are uploading for them per month? Put a number. Because now the process has been much quicker. Now the costs are actually lower. Now we can go much faster. Nancy says 12. Anybody else wants to say a number? For some reason, my nose is itchy today. Anybody else wants to say a number? Clara, how many articles you think? Greg, how many articles and website pages you think they're putting on a monthly basis, consistently? You have no idea. Okay, that's fair to say. 50 is the number. Can you imagine that you can have these like minions creating content and doing 50 and you're like, 50? You can't even comprehend that, right? Well, that's content marketing. Because of that, I want you to think and see if your competitors are using content writing, just do more videos, okay? Or obviously you can use the tools, but these will take time because right now I'm not giving my clients less time. We're still giving the time, but we can do more. We can do more. I tell you, the content marketing industry has suffered a lot. I have actually one of the most influential leaders in the content marketing world. Her name is Julia McCoy. In her company that she's now leading, she's the president of a content marketing AI company. Their goal, and there's an interview that I did on her on this topic. Her goal is to actually generate 1 million hits in their website per month. And they are at 30,000 at the moment. And they're pushing content like crazy, like hello. And that's why you will hear more people say, okay, so we're doing podcasts, we're doing a show, we're doing a series, anything but writing, because anybody else can do writing. The robots can do writing for you, okay? Now, content marketing also will thrive when you add humanizations and humor. Content marketing SEO, it's also going to help you when you're targeting locations, when you're targeting the keywords. They still work and they will keep working, especially pay attention to what's going to happen with SEO. When Google activates their version of the ChatGPT, okay? Oh, that's happening. In case you are wondering, that is happening. That is happening. And because of that, the SEO world it's no longer about keywords. It's more than that. It's the experience. It's the humanization of it. I'm so excited about this. I mean, it's just like really, really, really powerful that if you just really jump in this wagon and activate your industry and lead your industry and your local market, you're going to dominate. You're going to dominate. Like, this is it. This is it. Okay. Now, content marketing SEO, unlike many people believe, and they associate content marketing SEO with keywords, Actually, there's a lot of content marketing SEO that also looks like collaborating with, other influencers. Like you can collaborate with other bloggers, they can collaborate with you. So those opportunities will help tremendously to rank your site much better. In other words, anything that can help you look like you are a real person. Because at this point, anybody can put a website up. Anybody can put, the beautiful images. Anybody can create a fake product. So humanization is going to be key. Now, word of mouth marketing, I believe that this group is a champion when it comes to word of mouth marketing. So here, I don't have to tell you that you need to network. I don't have to tell you that if you actually send a heartfelt contact, like a letter or something on the mail, it's going to be working very, very good, right? Because that is word of mouth. Typically when you are an entrepreneur, that's where you start. You start building your network, you start building your relationships, and you're very good with that. And like I told you in the very beginning, I don't want you to change that. What I want is that you take 3 steps back, take a break, maybe a month, and then you really redo the foundation of how can you go 10x in that lead generation to really disrupt the online presence that you have right now. This part, the offline, the guerrilla, you already do that. You might be doing this. And the excitement part about combining the online with the things that you already do is that most of them are going to be accessible for almost free, okay? Maybe what is gonna be missing is your time, right? You're like, this is way, so many opportunities. So don't worry about that. I have a plan for you on that. That goes to be around like, be more granular with the activities that you choose, okay? Now, I also factor here campaigns because normally if you're just kind of like using tactics without a campaign, you might not be able to identify the impact of what you're doing with your marketing. And that's something that we see a lot, especially for our mid-sized businesses. Those who are no longer in that phase where one sale will just make it or break it, right? They do have a solid budget, but they still want to be very refined on what is it that works. And for those clients, and I will say, this is something that should work for you, right? It doesn't matter that you're starting. It will work for you if you're very granular on what are the resources that you are using so you don't waste any, correct? So building your personas and really building your landing pages is going to help you to build campaigns, okay? So what I want is to think, if you now know that Sally will be your target and your offer to Sally was perfectly crafted, and now this website is going to be all refined and all crafted for Sally, you now will network where other Sallys are. And now you can use all of those different initiatives and build what is called a campaign. Normally, a campaign has a period of time of about maybe 5 to 8 weeks, okay? I'll tell you one example. There's a doctor that he wants to incorporate a new like a treatment to their practice, and they want to do webinars. And they were asking me to do an advertising campaign so that we could get webinar registrations. I said, absolutely not. You need to have a campaign. This campaign involves more than just one ad, okay? Are you following me on this? Put me on the chat to make sure that I'm not too far from the topic, right? Campaigns are going to be very impactful, especially because you want to be very intentional with where you put your time. Now it's no longer about knowing the information. The chat is going to be amazingly smart. Now your challenge is going to be where your time is going and how can you not waste the time. So I want you to think on campaign base. I want you to think on quarters. I want you to think, okay, now it's almost May. What is it that I want to do in maybe July, August, September, and build up with, with intentionality, build up to that. That's campaigns, okay? And I put a lot of campaign examples here, examples of initiatives that you can really, really build up when you are forcing that momentum and creating that opportunity, so that within 90 days, you have your launch, or within 90 days, you have that big push, right? So I wanted to think about, what is that one big thing that you can push within the next 90 days? Come on, put it in the chat. What is the one thing that you can push within 90 days? I can tell you my example. I want to do a conference in November. Can we build up into that conference? Absolutely, yes. Do you want to launch a book within the next 90 days? Do you want to launch a course within 90 days? That's very, very important, very key for you to build up, because now you have your system, now you have the tools. It's about having this framework of all the tools into the system, okay? Newsletters are great, especially because we're going to be nurturing your people, nurturing your audience. Co-marketing is also here because you definitely want to, thank you. You definitely want to be working with other peers and really nurturing your audience, bringing other voices. That works very, very, very good. Now, these platforms, I put these as an example of the list, but what I mean with platforms is that I don't want you to think that it's just social media or your website. There are other platforms that have been built. Can you go and play there? Can you go and serve there? That's another thing that you can do now that you will have more time. Now that you are going to be more structured into the way that you're building your business. And of course, offline, and from this one, the number 100 is my favorite one. Again, nobody will be able to imitate you. You are unique, you are a human, okay? With your permission, if you give me 5 more minutes, I promise you we're done, okay? Can I get 5 more minutes? I know Klana needs to leave, but if you have questions, in those 5 minutes, what I want is to serve you with any questions that you have, okay? So think, any question that you have for me, any aha moment that you got, I want to read it on the chat, okay? I want to read it on the chat. I want to, give you the time to answer any questions. So you guys who are watching the recording, this is also going to be your time. I want you to take a moment to kind of think and process from everything that I talk, Is there something that you need more clarification? And if you don't, that means that you already have an idea. What is that idea? What is the one thing that you will do after watching all of this information? I want to know. I want to know, because that's where accountability comes handy. You see, a lot of information, but no action is not going to grow your company. It's not, right? So I want to see from you, what is the one thing that you will do? Okay. And if you have questions, please write it on the chat. The great news here, okay, is that creating a campaign, yes. The good thing about all of this giant list is that if you could just pick 5, that's okay. That's okay. Pick 5 this month. Pick another 5 the next month. That's why the 90-day plan is so key, because now that you have no longer the excuses of like, oh my gosh, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. You have them, right? So pick 5 at a time. Pick 5 at a time. Yes, make a landing page. Selena, love that. Yes, making multiple landing pages, okay? Now, if leads are right now a struggle for your business, there's a couple of reasons. One, maybe is that nobody knows about you. Maybe you need more visibility. Maybe you need more landing pages. But remember, if you're building landing pages, you also want to build informational pages as well, so that those drive traffic to your landing page, okay? That's a misconception here that we get to clarify pretty much like at least 5 times every single week, because my clients think that because they have a website, Google is going to be magically sending traffic to their website. And their website only had 10 pages. That doesn't work like that. Every new page that you create is an opportunity to get recognized and gain visibility from Google. So I will say, if you're lacking of visibility, you're not going to get leads. Number two, weak or inconsistent message that now we learn that you can really fix, really gain that clarity and really align that. And number three, maybe you have a lot of business cards from people, you know a lot of people, but you're not converting. Well, it's because you didn't have a system. You didn't have the follow-up. You didn't have the tools. But guess what? It's okay. It's okay. We can fix that, right? I actually recommend the which platform? Well, if you're going to be making a landing page, I'm assuming that you don't have a website. If that is the case, I have an amazing recommendation for you, especially we have discovered a website that uses AI to build the website and is very, very, very powerful, is very, very, very fast. Okay, so GoDaddy, well, GoDaddy is where you're hosting your website, and GoDaddy is also your builder. That's fine. You can build content with GoDaddy, you know, with a GoDaddy website. That's just perfectly fine. So you're good. Now, you still will need a platform to implement your following up, your client attraction system. And that platform might be a booking system for appointments. Maybe you want to create a guide or downloadable PDF, and you will need an email marketing platform as well. And we can talk about that, Selena, to understand better like your needs, okay? Now, are we going to fix this? Are we going to create something very amazing and impactful before this year ends? I have an offer for you, and I want you to like really help me here to either like volunteer as my model or find me somebody that is completely open to volunteer as the model. I can tell you, I have currently 3 models and I'm super excited with this, okay? So here's some inspiration for you, and in a way that I can help you. I'm a big fan of those 90-day plans. I'm a big fan of creating campaigns, and that's what I want you to know and you to share with the people that you know, okay? Is not just doing services if those services are not going to be in a campaign. So what we're doing is really assisting you with your campaign, really assisting you with building that foundation and assisting you with the ways that you are generating leads, okay? Now, if you could get that customer attraction system done for you, the marketing message being bulletproofed, you get clear on that buyer persona, you get your campaign, you get your content, and you get your conversions. Normally that means that you would have to hire about 4 people: the social media team, the content writing team, the SEO team, the website team, the graphic designer team, and then yourself, right? So normally, you would have to pay at least $10,000 per month, because those are human talents and they need to eat, okay? They need to eat. At the very least, if somebody's giving you part-time, you might think, you know, it's about what? $2,000 part-time, right? And that's kind of like the way that I used to factor this. But this number, it's really just an example, okay? Now, the good news, like I told you, we've been able to really cut the cost, and we pass that to our clients. And this is just an offer that we're doing for fun, because I want to see how this works, and also to build our portfolio, and also to serve our amazing connections, because this is not an offer that I'm actually promoting anywhere. I'm not using advertising. This is not people that don't know me or anything like that, right? So just for you. Here's a way that I figured that we could work. We could either have your client attraction strategy done for you, okay? The strategy. I'll give you all the things, all the programming for the chat, all the instructions, everything, and you drive it, okay? We will spend in 2 sessions together. You either come here or we do it in Zoom, so that I'm training you so you can have your ChatGPT to work occupying all of those positions. This is called prompting, okay? You have all the prompting tools, you have all the training, and trust me here, it's going to be better if we compress the months and YouTube videos and dozens of hours into like what exactly is going to be needed for your business right now versus you keep just trying to, like figure this out on your own, right? So if you want fast and if you appreciate having a clear path and, clear set of plans, this is great. Now, some of you are going to say, I don't have time. I don't have time to learn. I don't have time to implement. Well, how can you just do it for me? Well, I'll get you the client attraction team. This is using 50-50 AI, meaning we use AI tools. I still train you. I give them to you, but I'm going to do the work and I will film it on videos and I'll show you how it works. Okay. I show you how it works. It's so amazing. And what I have experienced with my clients on this program is that they now can create more creative projects by delegating all these things. And we are able to create a brand from zero to brand in less than probably like 6 weeks. I will say 6 weeks, even though I had one client that she came very, very clear. And in one session, we went from idea, name, logo, website, and now she's ready to take her portraits. Hello. And this is just 2 weeks. So it's just very, very fast, but that's also an issue. Okay. In all transparency, that can be also an issue because I have seen the psychology of optionality. By you having so many options, you will go into what I call decision fatigue. Okay. So I still want to guide you. You still want to have the team because then you will never land the plane. You'll keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking because remember, that chat is your team that never sleeps, never gets sick. It's always there for you. And your brain is going to believe that you need that all the time. So just be mindful with that. That's the offer. It's a high touch with me. It's a very great opportunity for those of you who want to move forward and faster. Now, I have an even better opportunity. If you take a picture of this payment code, you will notice that it's blank. The reason why it's blank is because if today this is not something that works, you can still hold your spot with $100. So those of you who are ready to secure your spot and to be one of our use cases, go for it. Go for the offer that fits you. If today is not a good day, then put your spot on hold just with $100. We will still have a conversation. We'll still have an appointment and we'll still talk about the ideas that you have because I don't want to let your idea that you're generating today about that 90-day campaign, I don't want that to go away. Okay, that campaign, that idea can happen. Okay, whether that is going to happen with me or without me, I want you to take action. Okay, so let's build your client attraction engine today. I'm super excited. I'm going to be stopping the recording now. Those of you who are online, I'm going to be saying hello in the camera. So hold on, stop the recording.